Sup everyone, I'm your female otaku, and I'm here to review episode 1 of Aoharu x Kikanjuu, or Aoharu x Machinegun. And now we have a survival game in our summer lineup. I am loving this summer season, it is going great. Alrighty, so let's get down to it. With first off, that opening. I love how it's animated with the opening, how, you have like the white background over here, and then over here you'd have an image and stuff. Kind of reminds me of the first opening to Love, Chunibyo, and Other Delusions. So I like the opening a lot, okay? And the animation with this episode, I love it as well. So far, getting good points from me. So, next up, we meet our main character, who happens to be a girl who dresses like a boy, and her name is Tachibana Hotaru. And Hotaru kind of likes getting into fights, okay? She's a justice doer. She believes in justice, but not as crazy as that one girl from Akame got killed, so don't worry, we're good. And so Hotaru, she's the student council president and has a best friend. Her name is Kanai. She has pink hair and stuff, but she dresses like a girl. And Hotaru likes to go around finding evildoers to spread justice. And so we get to see that Hotaru's actually not a bad fighter, really. Every single time when Hotaru starts to fight or is in position, something around him cracks. Would it be appropriate for me to say him or her? I think I'm just going to flip-flop over here because I don't think it really matters in this case. So, yeah. So, something cracks. Either something in the ground, something that he jumps off of, something that he possibly punches. So, Hotaru is really tough. And so Hotaru is about to live over, alone over in an apartment, which is something that typical Japanese students do. And he meets a neighbor, and his neighbor is Matsuoka Masamune, yes. And he happens to be a host. And he's an adult. I don't know how old he is. Maybe he's 19 or something like that. But he's actually very good at his job. But we also see that he carries around a gun, so it's like, oh my gosh, what are you doing with a gun in an apartment? And so we first see him on the phone, and he's talking about Opie, so it's like, oh my gosh, who are you? But then we find out that he's actually not a bad guy, and he happens to be into survival games. But they're not death-like survival games. No, in fact, they use bullets that are plastic. They're like, I think they're BB guns or something like that, but totally harmless. And so later on, Masamune challenges Hotaru to a survival game, and Hotaru was actually doing very well, and I was surprised. I was all like, oh my gosh, this is your first time doing this, but yet you're gonna win. But then he doesn't win because he forgot to keep track of his bullets. So it's like, yo, that was so awesome. And so then, since Hotaru lost, Masamune was all like, okay, well, now you're mine. Please join my survival game group. So now we have Hotaru, Masamune joining in a survival game group with another guy that we meet at the end of this episode. I think his name is Yuki. I'm not positive. They said his name at like the very end of the episode. But yeah, so this is gonna be good. And might I say, we have a couple of Bishonens here. And I like my Bishonens. Thank you. So, catch me later as I review Ushio Totora, Charlotte, Durarara, and Kekai Sensen. I'm Female Otaku. Sayonara.